that's become the focus, that has become this whole thing of materialism. It's dominating people's mindsets of what is really important in life. You watch these leaders who have all the money and the whole congregation still poor and not doing anything for the people, the community, that all the money that is brought in should be building up the people. These are things that if you old people only read in their writings, you would find actually what their money should be going towards. But it's because we're ignorant. It's because we are always looking for a man to save it. And so we go to these buildings and we go give the honor and praise to a man instead of the Most High. We want to deal with craziness within the four walls. And so it's still interesting to wonder why these men went in to shoot up the people. 50 people died in Nigeria behind the senseless act of a few. And I wonder why. You know, America isn't that shooting. Murders every day. And some countries have guns on the street. Have guns that are easily available to them. So I say this in closing. It's just not Nigeria. But I hope that each one of us can get to a place that whatever these ailments and evils that we are struggling with, we can get to a place why I really am attracted to certain concepts. Because the people are so peaceful. They don't have the spirit, out cold, well, in saying that, this is your man, not your boy. Go black to think about it, 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 think about it. Because those aspects are just there in the time period, when I'm projects, so no matter. Give me that piece. So what that is. Turn on the AC. You think you'll be done sleep? Oh, baby, Jesus. Sorry. It makes scary, y'all. Just want to know if everything is done for the reason. Yeah. Impressive. Shopping Network had a special. Turn the lights on. You see that? These folks use peroxide. Nothing works. And what star system there, man? You could have been Arthur. You could have been a dragon. You could have been an angel. You could have been whatever you were. But once I find out the story of how that karma created, then we go and start putting out that karma. Now, in the process of that karma being cleared out, this is when your consciousness begins to start expanding. This is when you're going to start getting communication from higher beings. You might get communication from gods. You might find out in your bloodline that you may have some ties to some different gods and different star systems. And they'll come and communicate and give you that information that you need so you continue to start growing and learning more about yourself and your full talents. What do I mean when I say full talents? A multi-verse version of you. And the people are something in the being an omniverse version of who you are. Okay? So for example, you are back there in 63, right? You over here chilling, right? But then you're also like a king over this star system. And then over here is serious, you might be something else in this star system. Okay? So that's what I mean when I say the totality of who you are. Right?
Indeed. You mentioned certain times in the beginning, this great solar flash that's going to take place.
That's correct.
When is this going to happen? And what exactly is going to go down in this great solar flash?
When they're not telling me when, what I'm being told is it's coming here. What's going to happen with the great solar flash is that this entire planet is going to burn. Just keep it on with you. There's going to be individuals that won't be able to have enough upgrades to transform. That they have to do to surrender their heart and work out of their heart space. If you're operating in your divine masculine, which is up here, and you're not operating in your divine feminine, which is the heart space, you're not going to make that. You're not going to survive that. What I'm trying to get everybody to understand is that we're heading towards infinite consciousness. We're heading in a state of operating out of love. You cannot go to the fifth dimension and go to the new planet time, okay? If you're not operating from the heart space. Because you can't come there with the same issues you got. That's why you got to do self work. You unpack your bags and you got to heal. You got to start there. And then you got to start meditating so you can go on your mission and figure out what it is that you got to do. You're not in playtime anymore. And either people are going to do what they have to do to get to where they need to go, or they can play Russian roulette and see what happens with that. But as far as the great solar flash, what's going to happen is the planet is going to, once that solar flash hits and everything is completely wiped out except for those who are supposed to be here, what's going to happen is that the planet's temperature is going to raise up to 999 degrees. And that's how it's going to be on this planet Earth from here on out. It's going to be just like that. Okay? So people will still have the ability to still work out their things while they're here. Some people have to stay here because they have soul contracts where they did bad contracts in past lives, and they have to remain earthbound. Those people are going to have to go through that process. Okay?
You mentioned I guess a symptom of the heat, the skin sparks. What did you mean by that?
When you're out in the sun, I don't know how much sun people are getting right now. I spend a tremendous amount of time out in the sun. When you start spending time out in the sun, your body actually starts transforming. Ron at this time is giving a lot of people upgrades. Excuse me. At the same time, those who aren't supposed to be here, they're being fried up. Start paying attention to people when you start seeing them wearing hats on their head. Shades all the time. Big old hats on their heads so the sun don't touch them. Because they can't handle the frequency. It's not just the heat, but it's also the frequency of that sun. Because it's activating your DNA. And you're getting a lot of upgrades right now. A lot of DNA upgrades. Some of you guys might start hearing voices. That could be your ancestors. That could be your angelic chorus. That could be your other cosmic family that could be communicating to you. And you'll know this based upon the message that you're receiving, if they're benevolent or not. Okay? Now, I teach my students how to set up their protections, when they come to the program, how to properly set up their protections so they know who to communicate to and who not to communicate with. Okay? I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of this because we're trying to put together the interview. Just give you a brief synopsis of how this works. But that's what's happening. So everybody's getting upgrades right now. You're getting upgrades right now.
Indeed. I feel it all the time. I feel it all the time.
I see it over you. I can see it over you. It's funny. I can see you.
But look, when you say I can see it, how do you see upgrade? You describe that vision, that sight. What do you see as far as upgrade?
For me, when I look at a person and I see an upgrade, I can tell by the colors that's going on with that person, where those colors are located at, depending on what's going on with them. I can see, like for people, let's say I'm just starting out, I can start to see every transform in everybody's body. You gotta remember you have 4 bodies. You have the physical body, the celestial body, the ethereal body, and then the astral body. Okay? So when I'm looking at you, I'm not looking at your physical body. I'm looking at the upgrade.
When I get a lot of devil playing, a lot of devil.
That's my dad. Like I used to call him dad. Like that's like a dad. You know what I'm saying? That's a new break in years. Yes, I give a lot of shout outs to Dr. Dad. Dr. Time. That's also one of them.
Yeah, shout out the Valentine and rest in power. Let me tell us a quick story. That's the only individual I hit twice. I got up close on him. He felt like a hologram. He felt like a human being. Like some people are really grounded on earth, like they're really physical. This dude felt like being around him, it was like he wasn't fully there. And I heard people say that before about Michael Jackson, like he was like light. Like it was almost like he wasn't there. That's the only dude I've ever been around where it almost felt like I was looking at a hologram, like the Tupac hologram on stage or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So those things happen.
I've had the opportunity to speak to him, and he's actually teaching in the higher realms now. And I said, this is my man. I said, look at you. I said, there's a lot of things you kind of don't know about him, but he's literally in the higher realms he's teaching. So he's still teaching. He's teaching on the beings. That's the thing for me. I'm afraid. He's another assistant master.
Amazing. So talk to me about as far as here in America, we see all the craziness going on. Do we come from a particular constellation that's different from the rest of the world? Some people may think that, some people look at us in America and they're like, damn, why they catch so much hell over there? Why, it seems like, as far as we try to start a business, it gets sabotaged. Like, the shit it just seems like, and I know it should happen everywhere, but, the world is watching us. The world imitates us. The world hates us and loves us at the same time. The world copies us, but at the same time disrespects us. So it's like a weird feeling being black and living in this country. So is there anything that you do that cosmically that we may not know of that'll wake us up in the Western Hemisphere?
The sun is currently waking up right now. The suns are the current present on the planet high. There's a difference. But right now, the sun that America is seeing right now is the nemesis. This is the other side of Ra. Okay? Ra has made it very clear to me, because I do talk to him. He's made it very clear to me that nemesis has been seen in different parts of the world. But he said that in the United States itself, will receive the justice that it's supposed to receive. Everything that's happening in America right now is for me. Because there hasn't been any justice. When it comes to us, who we are as a people, I said something to you. I literally dropped a dime on you and said that when I'm looking at your karmic cycles, you have different higher aspects. So imagine you being a main vessel, and let's say you have about 7 or 8 different aspects, and those aspects are connected to you. And those aspects are different types of beings. Some aspects can be God, some aspects can be ET, some aspects can be different things. But you have access to this wealth of knowledge, but you're not communicating to these higher aspects because you don't know about them. If you were to tap into those higher aspects and you start getting that information and you start doing those upgrades, who's going to stop you if you are fully activated? That's what they don't want to happen for us. Because they know if we come together on a collective level, it's game over for them, all the way across the board. All we have to do is understand that we are not separate from one another. We need to understand that we are part of each other. There is no such thing as separation. You are source, and source is you. You are one and the same. You are not separate. You're no different than the guy who went out here and killed 50 people. You're the same being. Okay? You're the same being. And his ego would think that you're separated from that. That's all ego. I'm explaining things to you guys on a whole different level. And some people may not be may not be ready for this kind of information, but I'm going to bring the real to you as it's supposed to be brought. So those of you that are listening right now, I know you guys are feeling the tingling sensations over your body right now because my words activate. Some of you guys are getting quivers in your body because you're hearing truth when you're hearing truth. Those quivers that you're feeling, those chills that you're feeling are currently activating every single person on this line right now that's listening right now. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay? So I want you to understand that you have a power that lies within you that scares the shit out of the damn people. Do you realize who you really are and coming to the knowing, not belief? Belief means not to know in Hebrew. You don't believe nothing. You have to come into a space of knowing who you are. You have to come into a space of wanting to know who you are. You have to start getting on that journey to self-discovery. You have to. Once you start doing this, and your consciousness starts expanding, you're going to start understanding what you've always had access to. After that, guess what? You don't need these systems out here because you have the ability to create your own systems. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you doing these things. They need you they need you to fight one another. They need you to tear each other down. They need you to be distracted with stuff that don't mean nothing. Okay? They need you to be fully distracted with everything, so therefore you can't see what they're doing to cause you harm. Now I also want to send a message out to everybody that's on this live as well and share something with you. These police stations, this justice system, this entire matrix system, I want you guys to understand that the things that are protecting this system is cosmic. There are individuals that have been practicing the occult that those are shit. And what they do is they go and put the most horrible images of things to scare you the hell away from you. So the worst thing you can do is get scared of yourself. Because here's what they're doing. They're accessing sigils. They're accessing seals. They're accessing certain information, and then they're placing those things on those temples, those Masonic temples. They're placing things on energy grids. They're doing all types of things. Any place that you see in this country where they have the execution, death penalty, those are sitting on certain particular nodes for human sacrifice because they're sacrificing to their gods who they worship. That's all that's about right there in terms of that. So any state that practices capital punishment, I need you guys to understand that is a Masonic ritual that is taking place every single time that happens. There are seals on the grounds of this planet right now that is preventing your ancestors from becoming free the way they're supposed to. Okay? Those seals and those sigils have sealed the power of your ancestors from coming in and entering into your body. But I'm going to let y'all know something. There's something major that's happening on this planet right now that is releasing these seals. And no matter how many times they try to go up in there and try to put those seals back in place, it's not going to work. When these seals are released on these lands, it's going to be all hell breaking loose. Because those ancestors are going to come, they're going to enter the body of their children. And then you're going to see the uprising of our people. That's going to take place before the great solar flash. So I want to make you guys aware of that. Okay? These systems and things like that, you say, well, how come they get away with this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah? Because they're accessing, these reptilians and these grays are the ones that are pretty much over all police stations across America. They're using technology. They're very tech. So when you start talking about tech and things like that, those are your reptilians, those are your grays. So they're the top of the line technology gurus here. Okay? They're the top of the line when it comes to that. So what's happening is, they're telling all the big companies.
Big bad pussy.